goes undercover to expose our love affair with lingerie. An intimate look at intimate apparel. The Lingerie Show, next on E! From the Victorian era to Victoria's Secret, underwear has undergone a revolution. From restrictive to risque, from sensible to seductive, from fashion to fantasy. The allure of lingerie lives on. Hi, I'm David James Elliott. Welcome to E's special one-hour look at the world of lingerie. On the TV series Jag, I play a naval investigator, so I'm well suited for this undercover assignment, and I promise not to slip up. During the next hour, we'll follow Fabio inside Fredericks of Hollywood, see the perils of performing partially clothed, and fly to Paris for a private peek at the latest lingerie. We're even going to reveal Victoria's big secret. But first, let's travel back in time to uncover some of the early legends of lingerie. It all started with the fig leaf on that fateful day in the garden when lightning struck and a voice cried out, "Let there be lingerie." Over the centuries, styles have changed and changed back again due to the lifestyles, attitudes, and above all, the whim of fashion.
It's mostly about being in fashion and being the right silhouette for the period.
For 500 years, the garment used most frequently to whittle women into the right silhouette has been the corset. Sometimes the effects have been subtle.
If you look at the gowns worn in Sense and Sensibility, their breasts are very high up and very supported. I mean, admittedly, they're gentler, they're not heavily boned, but they are wearing corsets.
Sometimes the effects were severe, displacing a few ribs and causing a run on smelling salts.
The goal with that period was to get the tiniest waist possible. It has to be terribly bad for your insides. Can you imagine all those major organs being squished in both directions?
Fainting spells weren't the only fashion fatalities of the era. The cage crinoline set a few traps.
There was always the danger of catching the hoop on something and the women tripping up and showing those parts of their bodies they're never supposed to show, the lower leg.
As time passed, the layers of fabric in these voluminous skirts were swept around back to form the bustle.
Personally, I think that's the prettiest shape that there ever was, because you have this tiny little torso and then this marvelous kind of explosion of fabric.
And underneath it all was a lacy camisole with some baggy bloomers. In the beginning of the 20th century, lingerie made its screen debut.
If you see any films from the early 20s, they're often, I find them quite shocking, incredibly risque. And this is how a number of the stars became particularly well known.
By the roaring 20s, flappers were reveling in a flat and androgynous look until one company helped convince them otherwise.
Women were wearing what was called a boyish form bandeau to flatten down the bust line. The maiden form brassiere was restoring more of a maidenly look, hence maiden form.
With the help of some savvy advertising, the new brassiere was embraced by the masses. Later, in the 30s and 40s, lingerie-clad pinup girls were the sensation, and some of their exploits became lingerie legends.
In 1943, there was a film called The Outlaw. It was Jane Russell's screen debut. Howard Hughes was the director, and it was no secret that he was completely enamored with Jane Russell's breasts. And he used his knowledge of aerodynamics and stress to invent a bra that actually changed the position of her breasts.
And while Jane did wonders for the bra,
Rita Hayworth did everything for the slip. There's a movie called Gilda, where she was in this slip, and all the soldiers supposedly kept it in their lockers during that period.
during World War II, the rationing of rubber and silk became a patriotic duty. But new products arrived on the scene, and a few creative entrepreneurs kept women in line.
The last thing that any woman will give up is being fashionable.
But nylons weren't the only wartime invention.
These bras were created during World War II when there was a fabric shortage. These fabrics were probably intended to be used, for tablecloths or curtains or bed sheets.
In the post-war era, women were no longer needed in the munitions factories. Being female was highly encouraged.
The Merry Widow came along with the new look of 1947. which was bringing back women's femininity.
As with any fad, the return to femininity became greatly exaggerated.
The cone-shaped bra was made with many layers of fabric and sewn in circles until you get to the point. I mean, this was the era of the rocket. So it was a sort of general design detail of the era.
Bosoms soared and bottoms bulged, but one company really kept women aloft.
I dreamed I got a lift in my maiden form bra.
I dreamed I was a prize fighter in my maiden form bra. I dreamed I went to the moon in my maiden form bra. I dreamed I went to the bottom of the ocean in my maiden form bra.
One of the most skillful ad campaigns ever, I Dreamed, ran for 20 years, and the phrase became part of the pop culture.
One thing that's really, really important to keep in mind about the power of the campaign is when you think back to the images of women you have from the 50s and early 60s. It's all this sort of very domestic June Cleaver, I'm happy in my home with my vacuum cleaner and dishwasher. These women in the Dream campaign are doing none of that.
In the 60s, women stopped dreaming and started becoming. Fashion changed radically, and lingerie naturally followed suit.
When they were wearing hot pants and mini skirts, they couldn't wear girdles. And, of course, pantyhose was the answer.
Then a little French garment invaded the landscape.
Women were wearing pants on their hips in the 60s, and so you had to have a lower panty. The United States was testing the atomic bomb on the bikini atoll, and so the French decided to call it the bikini.
And another French garment was nearly deported.
Women, again, like the 20s, were supposed to have very boyish figures, and when the ethnic folkwear fashions came in, shaped bosoms were not really part of the deal.
The feminists really fired things up.
The girls were burning the bras, and the industry took a dive, knocked the hell out of the business.
But what goes down must come up. When we return, cleavage makes a comeback as the material girl points the way. Victoria's Secret weapon fires things up, and the Wonder Bra gives the lingerie industry its biggest lift in years.
Hi, I'm Gina St. John with an entertainment news break.
It's kinda hard with you not around. Know you in heaven smiling down.
Sean Puff Daddy Combs teams up with Faith Evans on this tribute to the late Notorious B.I.G. Combs runs the multi-million-dollar record company, Bad Boy Entertainment. The single, I'll Be Missing You, has powered his album to #1 on the charts. No Way Out is the 26-year-old rapper's debut. For the latest in entertainment news, check your local listings for E! News Weekend.
What else is so rare, so naturally brilliant, so exquisitely pure, that it can capture the light of your love? This year, give her the diamond that will take her breath away.
I'm a big kid, look what I can do. I get dressed like a big kid too.
Training can be easier than you think with Pull-Ups training pants. They make kids want to train, as no diaper can. There's just as much protection as a diaper, but the big kid designs look like real underwear. Your child feels like a big kid in Pull-Ups, and that's the best motivation there is.
Mommy, wow, I'm a big kid now.
For Kate Mosley, love seemed to happen to everyone but her.
I can't have dinner with you, Kate. You're too nice.
Really?
Until...
What did you come here to ask me?
She came up with a plan.
My heart belongs to Nick. Thanks, Nick, for doing this.
That worked just a little too well.
I guess now your life's perfect.
Well, yeah.
Jennifer Aniston. Picture Perfect. Rated PG-13. Friday, only in theaters.
It's just an innocent shower. Or 10. Or 20. Before you know it, you got a scum situation. But even if soap scum builds up, now you can get rid of it in a wipe. With new Tilex Soap Scum Remover. It's radically improved, with an ingredient that starts to dissolve soap scum on contact. It's even being patented. The competition doesn't have it, so it's no competition. Try new Tilex Soap Scum Remover. On soap scum, it's the best.
Feel the power of Bring Into Noise, Bring Into Funk. Broadway's Tony Award-winning musical now in its second smash year at the Ambassador Theater. Call Telecharge today.
Welcome back to E's provocative peek at the legends of lingerie. I'm David James Elliott. When we left off, the feminist front had the lingerie industry on life support, but a racy rock star brought it bouncing back to life.
Madonna, I've said this before and I'll say it again, the industry should give her a medal for what she has done for the industry.
By bringing breasts back to the forefront of fashion, Madonna became a lingerie legend in her own time. Inspired by her sexy style, good girls everywhere wanted to be bad, and bustiers became big business.
Madonna single-handedly convinced all of the young women of America to wear bustiers.
But everything old is new again, and Madonna's next forward move was really a step back.
Gaultier, who designed the bra, which really brought this whole trend to the fore, he was really looking at the bras of the 50s for inspiration.
Madonna made her point, and the cleavage comeback was here to stay. What Madonna brought out, Jane Fonda shaped up, and with the advent of aerobics, the fitness craze was born. But this was the 80s, and superwomen wanted to sweat in style.
There's no reason why there shouldn't be fashion here. And if a woman goes to the gym 4 days in a row, or 4 days a week, she's going to need a change.
By the mid-80s, body consciousness was in, and the time was right for an upstart company to cash in.
Victoria's Secret, I think, has brought a lot of excitement to the industry. It's made women aware that lingerie is something you can buy to indulge your own sense of self.
Feminism had given way to femininity, and women were once again conscious of their curves.
There was a time in this country when the women's liberation movement was very important. But at that time, women also dressed like men to prove a point. And those days are over. Women have proven that they're as capable as men now, and we want to look like women again.
From sensual to sensible, there was a line of lingerie for every woman's taste. And as new designers entered the race, established companies kept a pace.
Underwear is the perfume of the 90s. You know, basically in the 80s, everyone came out with their perfume, and they still do. But now the 90s, everyone comes out with their underwear.
As the competition heated up, fashion photographers made underwear an art form. And through the influence of provocative ad campaigns, the gender bender look was born.
Jockey and Calvin Klein have been forerunners in promoting the fact that women and men could wear similar underwear.
After proving that unisex sells, designers then went on to prove that underwear could become outerwear.
Well, the slip dress in general came from the lingerie market, and everybody from Calvin Klein to Versace to Ferret, they're all doing it now and ready to wear, but it really is basically a slip.
1993 was a banner year for lingerie when the ballyhooed arrival of the Wonder Bra gave the industry its biggest boost.
Don't have to do operations anymore. You can just put one of these padded push-up bras and your breast will be in your neck.
Women's Wear Daily dubbed the phenomenon cleavage mania, and bust lines soared as high as sales. The success of the Wonder Bra can be summed up in one word.
Cleavage. Men like cleavage. The girls feel they're sexier with cleavage. People are breast conscious. They're more so than they've ever been, I think, in 1,000 years.
And it's not only the top half of the body that's getting a lift from lingerie. Bottoms up to the new shapewear.
We don't use the terminology girdle anymore. It's not appropriate. This is what we call shape garments or body wear. And this is what we call a lifter, a butt lifter.
It's not just the aging baby boomer who's looking to defy gravity.
Young women in sizes as small as 2 and 4 are wearing control pieces under close-fitting, ready-to-wear items. They may be perfectly toned, but they just feel a little pouchy that day.
And for women of all ages, lingerie just might become the safe sex of the 90s.
Everyone is buying this, and especially in the age where monogamy is so important and people are trying to stay together, we're finding that people are trying to buy things that are different. This is actually a skirt. People are wearing this in the bedrooms, but they are also putting this over like black spandex pants or a black outfit, and they're wearing it out to clubs.
But lingerie is not only about sex, it's about fantasy.
Something that is sexy doesn't have to be crotchless. It can be
romantic. It can be soft and flowy. It can just barely hug the body.
There's a sort of direct correlation between what you cover up and what's exposed. If you cover something up, it's far more attractive.
In lingerie, as in life, a little mystery still goes a long way.
I'm sure that Jackie Kennedy had in her closet a beautiful collection of nice things, but there's more mystery behind it. God, I have no mystery. They all know me in my underwear.
Don't worry, Frederick, there's more to you than treats the eye, as we'll find out later in the show. But first, when we come back, a brief look at the men's movement, and Fabio gets carried away with a sexy souvenir.
Here's what's new at E! Online. This week, Brendan Fraser covers everything from his racy photo shoot to how he monkeyed around on the set of George of the Jungle. The network news magazines spar for TV's top ratings. Plus, get the latest news on your favorite celebs in the E-Files. So check out E! Online for up-to-the-second entertainment news, gossip, previews, and reviews. And now log on to MovieFinder.com, your complete connection to the world of movies. Plus, find out everything that's happening only on E! E! Online, entertainment's home page.
Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Sylvia. There's fresh coffee, Steve. We got it under control.
TLC, Adventures for Your Mind.
Well, Dennis, what happened was we were...
Insanely interesting, Red, but it's time to bring out our next guest. She is a sexy spokes candy. Green! So, sweetie, you have been busy.
Well, my new movie's opening. And no, Dennis, I don't remove my shell.
Of course not.
And you know about my book.
The bittersweet memoir by Melt for No One.
It's changing lives.
Hey, babe, call me when you want to do commercials.
I don't do commercials.
Oh, that'll kill your career.
Lingerie, jewelry, dresses, and shoes. See it all when E! takes you window shopping next Sunday beginning at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, only on E!
It's extreme. It's now. Trade in your used sports gear and thrash the price on used or new extreme gear.
Trade in, save you real money.
Our prices are always plenty cool, but now with your trade-in, your price will rock.
Today, it's Mission Roller Hockey for pure roller hockey focus. Mission inline hockey skates can give you the winning edge. Buy them smart. Trade in now and save.
Play it smart. Get value to the extreme. Now at Play It Again Sports.
The air ducts in your home can turn into a biological breeding ground for unhealthy contaminants. You can learn to live with it, or you can call us. Our Healthy Indoor Living Division specializes in cleaning and purifying your air ducts for cleaner, healthier air. And we back our work with a 60-day money-back guarantee. So breathe a little easier.
Hi, I'm Bill Albert. Call today for your free no-obligation survey.
Hi, I'm David James Elliott, and welcome back to E's 60-minute salute to seductive lingerie. Next up, a fantasy tour through Hollywood's provocative past and a Fabio fashion show.
Actually, it's called A Captivator by Fredericks of Hollywood.
Oh, it is?
Well, it works. And it's very inexpensive compared to a boob job and far more versatile.
Some things haven't changed since Frederick Mellinger established Fredericks of Hollywood 50 years ago. Celebrities still love his support-giving bras, and millions of faithful customers do, too. Mr. Frederick started his infamous mail-order company back in 1946.
Mr. Frederick was on a mission to convert all of the women in America to wear sexy lingerie.
Part of that mission meant the shock of color.
At the time, black lingerie was incredibly risque. It was scandalous. Women just didn't wear that. At least good women, good girls, didn't wear black underwear.
Although Frederick's reputation was flashy, the company thrived. He offered a wide array of provocative products, from crotchless panties and stiletto heels to playful costumes to ignite the imagination. Mr. Frederick became a celebrity in his own right, and Fredericks of Hollywood became an American institution. But in the 80s, things changed.
We toned down a bit, and we got rid of anything that some people might consider offensive to them. We upgraded the merchandise, we changed the quality, And that way we were able to expand our customer base.
The mainstream move has proven profitable. Fredericks now boasts over 200 stores and a catalog distribution of 50 million worldwide. Legions of tourists flock to the Hollywood store each year to admire the merchandise and to tour the popular Celebrity Lingerie Museum.
Can I borrow your bag for a second?
Sure.
Just to sign the shirt.
This is a small price to pay. I'm very happy that you're donating the shirt to us.
Thank you, it's my pleasure. I tell you, this is the drink I'm sure, you know, like...
It'll be a wonderful addition to our lingerie museum.
Over the years, celebrities have donated lingerie to Fredericks' expanding collection. Today, super hunk Fabio tosses his T-shirt into the ring and takes a brief tour.
You like lingerie?
Oh, I love it. It's my favorite.
Oh, really? I'm glad to hear
I
that.
think it's that touch on a woman, you know, it's make women more sensual, more feminine.
I'm glad to hear you say that. You'll keep us in business forever, another 50 years. This is one of Mr. Fredericks' most famous bras. It's called the Cadillac. And what he used to say is that a woman would come in looking like a Chevy and go out like a Cadillac.
They're very interesting. It caught my attention.
Oh, yeah.
This bra
These
here.
are some of the cutout bras. We also do some things that are pretty risque, and this is one of them. And then we have some more things down here. This is the celebrity wing. When we opened the museum, Milton Berle came here to present a bra that he wore when he was Mr. Television in the 1950s. And he also gave us this dress, which he actually bought at Fredericks of Hollywood in 1947.
So here we have Madonna.
Yeah, this is a very interesting one because we've had this for quite a while. And it was stolen. Somebody broke into the museum and stole this bustier, and we never got it back. But Madonna was kind enough to give us another one. We have some things from Lana Turner. Yeah. And
Tony Curtis?
Tony Curtis. Tony Curtis was in Some Like It Hot, and he gave us his bra. Here's some things from Cher.
Sybil Shepherd.
Sybil Shepherd, yes, she gave us some things. She was very kind. And this
Even Tom Jones?
Even Tom Jones. Tom Jones came here.
You wear garters?
Well, actually, no. However,
Well, that's what he donated.
well, I'll tell you why he donated that. Tom Jones had a star put down right in front of the Fredericks of Hollywood store.
Oh.
And when he came here, he gave us those garters because he's famous for having women throw underwear to him on stage. So he came here
So he
and
was
threw
throwing
things to them.
garter
Yes.
bag. Okay.
Yeah, he figured it was his turn. Do you have any questions?
It's overwhelming.
Right. We're going to be very proud to put in your T-shirt.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I would like to see all the new modern
Sure.
things, you know.
We've arranged a private fashion show for you.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm in heaven. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like, to see women lingerie is like, you know, it's that strawberry on top of the ice cream, you know.
Are you ready to see the fashion
Trust me,
show?
I'm very ready.
Oh, terrific. Well, let's go.
Okay.
Our first model is Debbie. And Debbie's wearing a classic look from Fredericks of Hollywood. This is a bustier, and it's complete with the garters, with hose, and a matching robe. And here's Di. Di is wearing what we think of as the ultimate weapon. And there it is.
Wow.
And our next model is Yvette, and she's wearing a bra and panty set. But this one is made out of, it's not really leather, it's fake leather, because that way you can wash it and keep it forever.
Look like leather.
That's the idea. This is something that's kind of fun. Looks a little bit like a French maid. That's Chantal, and she's even got the little hat and the choker. Black with white ruffles. Again, garters. We're told that men find garters sexy. Is that true?
You can clean my place anytime.
Thank you, Chantal. And this is something that is very romantic. It's something that you can serve dinner in. You can greet your loved one at the door and just go for a romantic evening.
Oh, thank you very much for the, you know, beautiful shows. I definitely enjoy it.
You're welcome.
Was a treat. That was a treat. Helen, thank you so much, you know, for the tour. It was great. It was beautiful.
It was our pleasure. I hope you come back again soon.
It was my pleasure. Oh, and I forgot. Thank you by the souvenir.
I can't believe he did that. Coming up, men's underwear goes under the influence of Calvin Klein, and Victoria's secret is finally revealed.
We will all find out.
This Saturday on E! sit up and hear all about how Hollywood stays healthy. Catch Celebrity Diet and Fitness on E! This Saturday on E! Find out what makes Paris the most romantic city in the world.
Ooh la la!
You know you want to watch Sex on the Champs-Élysées. This Saturday on E! He strutted his stuff for the likes of Polo and Levi. Tyson makes his mark on Model. It's all right here this Saturday on E! Your place for entertainment television.
You put your heart into all you do, from the way you love to the things you choose. Big or small, you give your all. Moms like you choose Jim. Choose Jim.
Creamy Jix peanuts are hot roasted to bring out more fresh roasted peanut taste, more than any other leading creamy brand.
Moms like you choose Jim. Choose Jim.
Choosy moms choose Jif.
I mean, it was this thin, but it wasn't until we had passed the same exact sign for the billionth time that I found out how terrific Always Ultra Thins were. Like, it worked better than any regular thick maxi in the civilized world.
Compared to those leading thick maxis, Always Ultra locks away moisture better. Its super absorbent core traps moisture inside to help give you way better protection.
They're amazing. You learn so much when you travel.
Always Ultra Thin with wings. Cleaner, drier, protects even better.
America, birthplace of freedom, land of opportunity, where people have rights. The right to assemble peaceably, the right to cereal any way you want it. We salute those who look to Kellogg's cornflakes and see a land of milk and honey, or milk and strawberries. Peaches, to you who taste a mountain of possibilities in this humble flake, we say, let freedom pour. Kellogg's cornflakes.
Introducing the all-new Chevy Venture. It's the only minivan to offer a separate front and rear sound system. Because kids don't ever listen to the same music their parents do. Chevy Venture is here.
Hello, this is Pauly Shore, and when it's happening in entertainment, it's happening on E!
Welcome back to E's one-hour tribute to lingerie. I'm David James Elliott. You might recall in the film Back to the Future, Leah Thompson chased after Michael J. Fox in his underwear and insisted on calling him Calvin. That's because back in the 50s, if a guy had a name on his shorts, it had to be his own. Boy, have briefs changed.
If you're showing underwear, you're showing a lot of body, and it's going to be sexy.
I think it's very obvious to sell sex and underwear in the same package, you know. You got your sex, you got your underwear out there, you know? $4.99. It used to be white underwear for men, and that's all there was. Now you're right, there's boxers, there's a million things.
From loincloths to union suits, from boxers to briefs and back again. The tastes and styles of male underwear garments are constantly evolving.
Men's underwear about 12 to 15 years ago was very plain and very simple, a lot like Fruit of the Loom would be today. It's very white boxer shorts, white briefs, and that's all they wore.
Then came the revolution that changed what men wear and the way they think about their underwear. This brief explosion was created by Calvin Klein in the early 80s.
Calvin Klein changed that type of dressing where underwear has become more of a fashion statement, and also it's worn as outerwear, and it's also worn as clothes that you wear at the gym. So it's a completely different thing than it used to be.
I would say that, without a doubt, that Calvin Klein has been a real key player in introducing men to the concept that underwear, can be fun, it can be cool, and it can be hip and sexy.
Clearly, he's been a very powerful force in the business, and certainly has pushed the limits of advertising and positioning and photography, and just remarkable run.
One of Klein's most effective ad campaigns featured rapper Marky Mark.
Now that could definitely come between me and my Calvins.
Do you have Calvin Klein underwear on?
It sends a signal. I'm sexy, I'm hot, and I think guys today have fun with that.
Despite his long-running success in the fashion industry, Klein still takes a hands-on approach to his work, especially when selecting models for his fashion shows.
Let's take a Polaroid of you like that, and then take off your pants, and we'll wear underwear or something. Okay, great. Okay.
Celebrities have long been hip to the link between fashion and underwear, or the lack of it. When Clark Gable took off his shirt to reveal a bare chest in the movie It Happened One Night, undershirt sales plummeted. Later years, James Dean and Marlon Brando brought the t-shirt back in vogue. Even artist Pablo Picasso made an impression on some.
There's a picture of Picasso in underwear. I think he's the most elegant man in underwear I ever see.
It doesn't matter who the celebrity is. Their influence on a shopper's quest for a pair of skivvies is undeniable. So much so that many famous faces are lending their support to the brief cause.
I'm Michael Jordan, and you've been briefed.
Although some U.S. commercials get a little steamy, American audiences may come apart at the seams viewing European ads like this one. If sex doesn't sell, then outrageous antics will. Meet Joe Boxer, a.k.a. Nick Graham.
We don't think of marketing our product with sex appeal. It's like, you know, it's funny, and it's kind of always got a slightly double entendre to it, but never in bad taste. But we don't think of sex appeal as the main motivating factor of buying underwear.
Or buying books either. Graham also has authored The Ultimate Guide to Understanding Your Underpants, a brief history of shorts. Its comedic subject matter appeals to both sexes.
70% of our customers are women. Whether they keep them for themselves, steal them back from their boyfriend, you know, break up with their boyfriend to get their underwear, I don't know, but a major proportion of our women, our customers buying the underwear are women, whether they're keeping them for themselves or not.
None of them say yes, yes, yes.
They glow in the dark, yes, yes, yes.
They do?
Yeah, see? You turn the lights on, it glows. We don't use regular models in our ads. We use twins and midgets and drag queens and whoever else we feel like. You know, we're always slightly to the left of everyone else, which maybe that's the way we compete. I don't know.
Structure found a way to compete in this crowded marketplace of boxers and briefs. The retail store launched a nationwide campaign to find the perfect Structure underwear model.
When I first heard my name called as the winner, I stopped for a second. I didn't want to move because I thought I might be daydreaming, so I waited till people started shaking my hand and everything, and then I realized I won, so I went up on stage, and I don't even know what I did after that because I was kind of in a daze.
And when the daze lifted, Cedric Johnson, an accounting clerk from Seaside, California, had a new life. In addition to receiving a modeling contract and a complete Structure wardrobe, he's now the company's signature model.
Do a few push-ups and we're on our way.
All right. Today I'm going to be doing a photo shoot for the underwear boxes.
Bring your arms up like this for me. It's great.
I like doing the photography part of modeling. It's just the runway's hard and the interviewing's hard, but the pictures I can just relax, and the photographer tells me what to do, so it's pretty easy.
Turn your upper body up. Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
You might be wondering if I wear boxers or briefs or a thong under my Armani. Well, only my costumer knows the secret. Coming up next, the secrets of supermodels who strut in lingerie. And we'll slip behind the scenes with TV's best undressed.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Indulge yourself.
Sexy.
Pamper yourself.
Go Chase!
Spoil yourself next Sunday at 8 Eastern when E! takes you to the height of high fashion. It's the premiere of Inside the Gucci Empire.
I'm a big Gucci fan.
But first, at 6 Eastern, brace yourself for bracelets, diamonds, and sapphires. It's the world's most fabulous jewels. Then at 7 Eastern, can you keep a secret? We can. Be there when E! reveals the secrets of Victoria's Secret. See it all when E takes you window shopping next Sunday beginning at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, only on E.
I work for a dermatologist, but I'm also a mom. So when parents ask about insect bites, I tell them only Cord-Aid Fast Stick has a roll-on to stop the itch and also help heal the bite. Benadryl doesn't. Convenient Cord-Aid Fast Stick. Fast relief for insect bites. If your plastic diaper can't breathe, there's no need to feel blue. Make a wish for the one that lets fresh air flow through. Welcome Breathable Huggies Supreme. It's the only diaper that breathes all over, not just on the sides, so air flows through to baby's skin. Supreme helps keep baby dry, and healthy skin is dry skin, still with remarkable leakage protection. It breathes all over, no diaper can compare. Breathable Huggies Supreme, the ultimate in care.
Meet the proud creators of Post-Waffle Crisp cereal, harnessing good old-fashioned waffle know-how to make sure every bite of Waffle Crisp tastes just like Grandma's homemade waffles and syrup. And how?
You'll love my Waffle Crisp.
1-800-COLLECT presents Max Jerome, Private Eye.
Better call and tell them we're going to be late.
You could save up to 44% if you dialed 1-800-COLLECT.
You're gonna need that 44% when you get my bill.
1-800-COLLECT is the easy way to save up to 44%.
There are some colors you can only find in the country. Deep forest green, rich cranberry red, and these were the inspiration for the Country Colors collection, crafted in America, only by Ethan Allen. A surprisingly affordable way to bring a fresh look to your home, whether it's a farmhouse or a penthouse. Hurry in. Ethan Allen's summer sale is on now.
Excuse me, did you know that grass is a fat-free food? And so is Hershey's chocolate syrup. So it adds no fat to milk or ice cream. And it's always been that way.
Now he tells me.
This is Gregory Hahn, and whenever I watch TV, I watch E, which my son Zach is probably watching right now.
I'm David James Elliott, and welcome back to E's Intimate Look at Intimate Apparel. Most of us wouldn't be caught dead in our underwear, but for some actors, it's all part of a day's work. Since the early beginnings of Hollywood, actors have dropped their drawers for the camera. From the silver screen to the small screen, from Broadway's stage to music videos, audiences have become all too familiar with the image of performers in their underwear.
I love it when you serve me cocktails dressed like that.
Darling, you just wait to see what I'm wearing for dinner.
It's scenes like this that put the bold in the daytime drama, the bold in the beautiful. And since the world of high fashion is its backdrop, the show often includes steamy lingerie scenes.
I like the skimpy outfit myself. I like the sexy bra, push-up thing, G-string underwear. I'm so used to wearing outfits like that on the show now that it's normal. I mean, I don't feel nervous about it, and of course it helps the scene become more sexy and exciting.
What's sexy and comfortable for one actress may be awkward and embarrassing for another.
As a woman, you can't help but feel a little self-conscious, or at least maybe that's me. I've always been a little bit on the modest side.
You have me at a distinct disadvantage.
Originally, the scene was written so that I would take everything off, and I said, well, you know, why wouldn't I just slip on a little sexy robe, you know, a little sheer thing, just for, it didn't so much cover anymore, but it gave me a little bit of a, you know, of a boost and a little more confidence so that I could just concentrate on the dialogue and not on what Teddy, the cameraman, is thinking of my thighs.
I have to make sure that they're comfortable so that when they're up there, if they get swept up, picked up, you know, you don't want anything too short because, you know, for obvious reasons. So I always make sure that I know what the action's going to be so that they're comfortable too.
Doesn't matter what the action is, a sexy lingerie scene or a tour of the Bold and the Beautiful's wardrobe department. Shay Harrison, who plays Darla, is always ready to perform.
Shay's got a very hot seduction fantasy coming up, and we decided to do something very bare on her, very sexy and very Darla-esque. So I think a little corset's going to be the ticket.
A little more fabric than I'm used to.
Next, we have something from Macy. She wore this before she put on her wedding dress.
Yeah, I love that. Maybe we can make this a G-string.
No matter how sexy or how simple the lingerie, for an actor donning a pair of underwear, it's all part of the job.
Well, you're not Belle until you have on your bloomers.
In the Broadway production of Beauty and the Beast, the same attention to detail that goes into the show's spectacular set design, lighting, and pyrotechnics can also be seen in the costumes and undergarments.
The whole silhouette construction, the way it fits the body, is so obvious, and that painstaking care is what good design is really about.
With this in mind, the costume designer has created some amazing garments.
This is known as a panier, French word meaning basket. So you can see the shape of the basket, and that gives, when this dress is laid over the top of it, you get that shape. Unlike this one, it's more practical because we have to do a quick change with this girl, that we incorporate the foundation into the dress. And so we have bones in the corset, in the bodice, which give the tight shape to the body.
This is my lingerie, my bloomers, that I pull out of my wardrobe during the show.
Bloomers, like other period undergarments, help shape an actor's performance.
It does alter my performance. To wear the accurate undergarments, I feel a freedom because of the security here that I can do almost anything. Without these bloomers, I would be lost.
You definitely carry yourself differently. When you're being pulled in here and held up there and shoved over there, and yes, and that does add to how you move and how you relate and how people then connect to a different era, different time.
In Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman, the era is the late 1800s, when corsets, camisoles, and pantaloons were in fashion. Jane Seymour, who stars in the series, is certainly no stranger to period undergarments. In fact, she's performed in them so often, she's become something of an expert on the subject.
I discovered that the reason that I look good in these period costumes, especially that period, is that I have a very long back proportionally. And I'm quite long from where the ribs end to where my hips are, so you can really squeeze my waist in.
Famous for her tiny waist, this mother of four offers a behind-the-scenes peek into her dressing room. With the help of her costume designer, Jane steps into the undergarment she wore for the wedding episode.
Hi, I'm here with Sherry Engel, who does all our wardrobe and costumes on Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman. And this is typical, this is the underwear that I wear under the costumes. And these are the pantaloons, which of course in the old days would have been split down the middle for hygiene reasons. And then the undergarment, which is called a camisole. And then this is the actual corset, which is made out of satin. These, basically you get into the front part here, and now you do the cinching. There's all whalebone in here.
This is the fun part.
This is the fun part. This is when I just have to relax. How's that? Yeah, that feels pretty good. You can go tight if you want. Okay. 1, 2, 3. All these lines here, this is double-stitched whalebones inside the corset. Sometimes they're metal. This might be metal.
Whale lovers don't get upset. They're not really whalebones now. But they were at the time.
Is it done? Can I try to sit down?
Just let me tie it off. And
I'll show you. Sitting down is an art. Okay, when you sit down, you almost have to, like a ballet thing, you have to kind of bend the back knee and go down like this. And getting up, you really need ballet. You need to put sort of 1 foot behind and one behind, one in front. I mean, you can't do that very well, because it doesn't look right. So it does, it gives you a different kind of deportment. So, voila.
Oh, well, that's all sewn up. When we return, we'll fly to Paris for a lingering look at la lingerie. But first, from the mouths of babes, the secrets of seduction.
You gotta feel, wow, I'm hot. So you gotta have that in your mind. You gotta have an attitude.
Tomorrow on E, our summer-long party never cools down. It sizzles. Join the fashion safari as Joan and Melissa Rivers set sight on their prey and attack. Watch as they feed off the fashion fortunate and unfortunate celebrity victims. It's a feast on the Summer Movie Fashion Review.
Hollywood needs help.
So join the fun, have a ball, and be a part of the most happening party of the summer. Because it's all right here, tomorrow, at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. The hotspot is E!
Presenting the most refreshing idea to hit tea since the Ice Cube. Crystal Light Fruit Teas. New tempting peach and sun-ripened raspberry or crisp lemon tea. Each only 5 teeny calories. Now that's refreshing. Crystal Light Teas.
David's training for the wrestling team. I'm helping. Mom says that's why it's important to eat healthy. So we're eating more salad. Lots of it when it's got the dressing we all like.
Hidden Valley, just bursting with the garden fresh taste of herbs and spices.
I feel faster already.
Hidden Valley Ranch, good things grow in Hidden Valley. And don't forget fat-free Hidden Valley Ranch. All the fresh, creamy ranch taste you love with none of the fat.
Some men think strong opinions are a sign of PMS. Real PMS includes headaches, cramps, bloating, which make you feel miserable. But Midol PMS helps you feel like yourself again, opinions and all.
For PMS, nothing works better than Midol PMS.
She was ahead of her time and behind a sexual revolution. It's Betty Page, the E! True Hollywood story. Coming up next, only on E!
Every month, enter the...
We need a new technology.
What happens when science meets greed?
And we just had 8 city blocks disappear.
Someone's setting us up.
This poor boy is the only one who knows the frequencies.
You got a nationwide manhunt for an innocent man.
A global race for power could mean the race for one man's life.
It can't be shut down.
Keanu Reeves, Morgan Freeman, Chain Reaction. In July on HBO.
Enter a world of speakeasies and bathtub gin, where the righteous rejoice.
Glory, hallelujah, Uncle Sam will stay dry.
And the roles of women changed forever.
Everybody drank, they really did.
Go behind the myths to tell the real story of the 13 years that changed America. An A&E special, Prohibition, premieres Sunday, July 27th at 8 Eastern, 9 Pacific, only on A&E.
Hi, I'm David James Elliott. Welcome back to the Lingerie Show, a 1-hour Valentine to silk, satin, and lace. And nobody does it better than Victoria's Secret, the catalog that captured a nation.
Ooh, what is Victoria's Secret? We will all find out.
In barely a decade, Victoria's Secret has become a cultural icon by bringing lacy lingerie to the masses at the mall and in the mail.
I think Victoria's Secret has changed the way women think about their underwear.
They make it look so hot that everyone wants to be a part of it. Everyone wants a piece of Victoria's Secret.
But ladies who buy lingerie weren't always so lucky. Before Victoria's Secret, catalogs were more practical than provocative.
The whole idea behind Victoria's Secret is the fantasy, and we create it in our catalog and we create it in our stores. People feel like they're escaping into a whole other world. The smell, the sense of the store, we have beautiful music playing.
And the catalog brings beauty to the eye of the buyer. The look is classic Hollywood glamour laced with English fantasy.
In point of fact, a lot of the stuff is actually shot in great English manor homes.
But it's hard to imagine that anyone really notices the locations in shots like these.
It's the most beautiful women in the world. Virtually every major model in the last 5 years has been a part of the Victoria's Secret story.
They have fun with it, and they make you want to have fun with it, so I hope it looks good.
It looks so good, it seems like the models just rolled out of bed looking perfect. But does anyone, even a supermodel, really look this great in the morning?
In truth, they are touched up from time to time. They are the most beautiful women in the world, but as someone once said, nobody's perfect.
These nearly perfect models, as well as the merchandise, make the catalog a must-read for women and men.
There are a lot of households even have 2 catalogs coming because once the men get it, you know, the wives or the girlfriends, they can't find it anymore.
Even though women are their best customers, men love to buy lingerie for the ladies in their lives.
I always feel when I see a man carrying a Victoria's Secret bag, women look at them differently.
it's like, oh, okay. You know, he was in a Victoria's Secret, like, you know, he's going to be a hero tonight.
Victoria's Secret is not the underwear, it's what's under the underwear. That's what the secret is. That's why all those men steal the catalogs from their wives.
From bras to bikinis, there's really no secret to creating the catalog everyone wants to steal.
We take you to beautiful places. We travel to all the places we hope you'd want to go to.
And of course, take along the women you'd want to go with.
Everyone always asks me, how do you spend all this time with supermodels? Isn't it hard to be around women that are so perfect?
Creating perfection's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it.
Everybody thinks, you know, it's this incredible fantasy to be there, but it's work. We really are working out there. We're just trying to make the best photograph.
Picking the perfect photo takes patience and a great eye.
You have to get the one where it's just the magic moment. The girl's eyes are there. She's really alive. She's really in the picture.
The magic came to life at the Victoria's Secret first ever fashion show held at New York's Plaza Hotel and simulcast in Times Square.
It is the great compelling force in your life.
The reality's better than the fantasy.
Everyone's worst nightmare is being caught in public in their underwear. Yet these women do it for a living. It's one thing to pose for a photo, but quite another to parade down a catwalk.
I think you just can't really be afraid of your body.
You gotta feel, wow, I'm hot. So you gotta have that in your mind. You gotta have an attitude. If you're shy, it shows and you don't look good.
I wore a robe, a big one.
When Frederick came out and the audience applauded her, and to see her expression, for a model to actually get to see the recognition of people for her efforts, that was, for me, the best moment of the show.
Frederic's applause is well-deserved. She candidly confesses that she is well-suited for her work.
I mean, you have to have a certain body. You can't be too skinny. You have to have a little bit more voluptuous. And I had it. Or have it.
She certainly does have it, and now she's sharing it with the world. The Dutch treat of Victoria's Secret has launched her own line of lingerie, simply called Frederic.
After all those years of, you know, wearing everybody else's, I can finally say these are the things I want. It's not only made for the perfect model's body. It's important to me that anybody can wear it.
It's equally important that anybody can afford it.
JCPenney wanted to offer me the department, and I wanted to have it shown as a collection. It's nice for me to see that people can buy it. This way people will say, hey, it was wonderful, I'll buy another one. Oh, I'm going to buy another one.
Even though her lingerie line has been a hit, Frederic fans don't despair. She'll still be one of the legion of supermodels enlisted in Victoria's Secret Service.
They can't lose me as of yet.
By showing that sexiness can be subtle, Victoria's real secret could be that she conceals more than she reveals.
So what is Victoria's Secret? I think I've come up with the answer is every woman in America is Victorian.
He's looking at you, kid.
Jolly good show, I must say. Little fantasy goes a long way. Ah, ma chérie, French women are so skilled at the art of seduction. Coming up next, liberté, égalité, lingerie.
She dreamed of becoming famous. Instead, Betty Page became notorious.
She represented a kind of a combination of naughty and nice.
A pin-up girl who pushed the boundaries of sexuality and morality.
She was ahead of her time and not ashamed of her body.
But at the height of her career, she vanished. Now, E brings you the real woman behind this enduring sex symbol. Betty Page, from pin-up to sex queen, the E true Hollywood story. Coming up next, only on E.
For years, you've heard the debate.
Duracell. Energizer.
Which battery lasts longer?
Duracell. Energizer.
Duracell.
Energizer.
Duracell.
Energizer. Duracell. Duracell.
Recent tests proved that Duracell outlasts Energizer. Better make it the alkaline battery proven to last longer. Better make it Duracell. This summer...
All you single women, try to catch the bouquet. Okay, just give me the damn thing.
If you're single...
What's that?
Wow.
If you're dating,
Hey, Mom, do me a favor. Don't ever fix me up again.
or if you're just trying to get your mother off your back,
I'm 28 years old. And I'm 54. I'm going to be dead soon.
this movie is for you.
Really?
Picture Perfect. Rated PG-13. Friday, only in theaters.
Ooh, call me Mr. Lifeguard.
And this is your post.
Come to Mama, baby.
Fresh meat.
You can travel the world, but you won't find a shampoo like this. New Body Vive, only by L'Oreal. It goes beyond what regular shampoos do to build thicker, fuller hair that lasts all day. Just shampoo and let science do its thing.
Only Body Vive has protein and hair-penetrating ceramide R, a reinforcer that rebuilds body from within.
For fuller hair, thicker hair, non-stop body all day. Travel the world? Don't bother. Just wash the body back in. New L'Oreal Body Vive. Because you're worth it.
Hi, I'm Tom Cruise. I'm Charlie Sheen. Hi. I'm Nicole Kidman. I'm Howard Stern. Hi, I'm Dennis Leary, and you're watching E! Entertainment Television.
Hi, I'm David James Elliott, and welcome back to the Lingerie Show. You know, the French may not have invented lingerie, but they certainly perfected it. And now, the pièce de résistance, E goes to Paris.
Well, I think when people think about the French, the first thing to think about is the fashion.
I know that in the 19th century, it was very glamorous and very chic to get your corsets made in Paris.
The reason that we go to the Paris fashion shows is because lingerie is fashion.
And each year, the Parisians play host to the very successful Lingerie Fair, where designers from all over the world converge for a sneak preview of intimate apparel.
This is the French and the foreign influence that has come back to America through the designers who go there and copy the designs.
Well, our merchandisers go, and they're the people who ultimately translate the trends that they're seeing to our design team. The most recent trip, they came back and said, lace is coming back. So we're introducing a group actually very, very soon called Cotton Couture, which is this, elegant cotton lace group. And that's because of what we saw in Europe.
We're as interested in what the couture designers in Paris are doing as anyone else would be. We want the extension to lingerie to be as significant a fashion statement as anything that you're seeing on the runways of Paris.
Designer lingerie is not only a fashion statement, it's also big business.
A key area of target growth for the company is international business. Currently, we sell to over 40 countries, and this event produces a large percentage of our international business on an annual basis.
We see the international markets as a big growth opportunity for us, and we're very happy to be here, and our business is very good in the European community.
And the business here is showing off the latest designer lingerie collections.
This is our leopard collage print, which is a leopard polyester gown and robe lined in velvet.
You can see that even in the junior line lingerie, we are trying to get some nice prints and very comfortable fabrics too.
If I had to narrow it down to one product, I would say that the shapewear products are probably the most exciting thing right now. And that includes products like waist cincher briefs and very pretty and feminine shapewear.
A woman wants to be more feminine and want to be more sexy, and I think that people want to have fun and to be more crazy in order to forget all the problems of the life.
When you are a beautiful woman, men like you, so it's just the reason for the success.
I guess when it comes to lingerie, we'll always have Paris. Here's looking at you, kid. Thanks for sharing the past hour with us. I'm David James Elliott for E! Entertainment Television, your entertainment, news, and information authority.
In the 1950s, a beautiful young woman with